Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tammy, and I'm the Regional Marketing Manager at Yes Education Group. It is my pleasure to warmly welcome all of you to today's webinar with SRH University in Germany. And thank you so much for taking the time to join us. We are delighted to have you here as we explore the exciting study opportunities and that SRH offer for international students. And during today's section, you will learn more about the university USPs, scholarship, campuses across Germany, admission requirement, and the career opportunity available after graduation. And kindly note that there will also be a Q&A section at the end, so please feel free to submit your question during the webinar. It is now my pleasure to introduce our speaker today, Mr. Leo, the representative from SRH University in Germany. Thank you for joining us, Leo, and please go ahead with your presentation.
Right. Yep, thank you for the introduction. Hi, everyone. My name is Leo. I'm the SRH University representative for East and Southeast Asia. And the good thing is that I'm also based in Malaysia. So yeah, we work with similar time zones. All right. So I have you guys on my second screen, in case you're not aware. So if you have any questions, and if let's say if you're shy to voice out, feel free to write your questions at the chat room, and I will be able to answer it at the end of the presentation. Sounds good? Okay. So yes, welcome to the SRH University presentation. To start out, what you see in the background, this will be our most popular campus, our campus in Berlin, which was launched in October 2024. Okay, so yeah, more than 50% of the students when they apply to SRH, they tend to come for the campus in Berlin. So let's say if you're not, let's say you don't really like Berlin, there's 10 other different campuses where you can choose from. So other than Berlin, we also have a campus in Hamburg, a campus in Hamm, Cologne, Leipzig, Gera, Dresden, Heidelberg, Stuttgart, Fürth, and in October last year, we launched our 11th campus, which is in Munich. So with 11 different campuses throughout Germany, this makes us one of the biggest university group, as well as one of the biggest English taught university. Now we have two main campuses. The first main campus is in Heidelberg, actually. This is where we founded SRH, and this is where our first campus is located in. So in case you're wondering, this is what the H stands for in SRH. It stands for Stiftung Rehabilitation Heidelberg. And but we don't really use that name anymore. And ever since the launch of our Berlin campus, we have two main campuses now, one in Heidelberg and the other one in Berlin. Okay. Now, of course, with so many different campuses throughout Germany, naturally, we also have many different programs. So we have over 100 different programs under 4 different faculties. So let's look at the first one. So before I start skimming through the programs that we have, I just want you to know that you don't have to memorize any of this because number one, I can send you the presentation. And number two, at the end of this presentation, I'm going to show you how to navigate through our programs using our website. Okay, so yeah, you don't have to memorize any of this. So the first thing that we have is the School of Business and Law. So right here we have everything that you see here. We provide for both the bachelor's program as well as the master's program. And to study with us, we require zero German skills because everything here is fully in English. So we have the International Business Administration, we have Law, Politics, and Economics, we have Digital Marketing, Finance, Entrepreneurship and Startup, Healthcare and Hospitality, International Management, Digital Transformation, Supply Chain, and the MBA programs. Okay, now this is our second most popular category, but where most students actually come to us would be the School of Technology and Architecture. I would say above 40%, of 40 to 50% actually, of these students when applying would come for this category. So the School of Technology and Architecture. So anything to do with IT and engineering, it can be found here. So likewise, everything is also in English, and we provide applied mechatronics, we have architecture, we have mobility and automotive, we have big data and AI, computer science and IT, cybersecurity, electrical and mechanical engineering, sustainable battery production, robotics, international business and engineering, renewable energy, water and waste management, and smart building technologies. The four most popular programs here would be the mechatronic systems, computer science, mechanical engineering, and renewable energy, water, and waste management. So then the third category will be the School of Health Science and Psychology. Sorry. Yeah. So most of this is the least popular program. Why? Because most of the programs here are fully conducted in German only. So as you can see, the ones bracket in DE, it stands for Deutsch, which means German. And if student wants to study in our German program, we need a C1 in German. So the only two English programs that we have are the Masters in Music Therapy and Masters in Dance Movement Therapy. Okay. And this is our last category, the School of Arts, Information, and Media. So anything to do with the creative industries, it can be found here. We have advertising and brand design, we have applied data science and analytics, we have film and television, music production, we have approximately 5 different music programs, photography and illustration, strategy and social design, user experience design, virtual reality and game design, and web development. So, sorry, yeah, as you can see, that's a lot of programs. And here's the thing. Every year, we will also introduce approximately 10 new English programs into SRH. So that's why learning to use our website would be helpful because then you will also be able to see the new programs that will be introduced in the coming years. Okay, so we have our foundation as well. In case you're familiar with Navitas, you feel free, you can also register via Navitas for the foundation route if required. So we have our foundation in business, we have our foundation in creative studies, and foundation in engineering and IT. It is currently located in 3 locations only, one in Heidelberg, one in Berlin, and one in Munich. And the program is for 2 semesters or for 1 year only. Okay. So these are the entry requirements for Vietnam. Yeah, sorry, what, Tammy? What countries do we have participating? I see most Vietnamese names and I guess a couple of Myanmar names. Is that correct?
Yes, we have
Okay, so
Vietnam and Myanmar.
I will just cover these 2 countries. Is that good?
Okay.
Okay.
So, hello, agent partner. If you think that your territory is out of Vietnam or Myanmar, or you would like to know more about the entry requirement for your country, please raise in the Q&A chat box so that Leo can further explain. Thank you.
Yep. So I'll start with Vietnamese. So we have 2 different pathways. One is through the foundation and the one is through the bachelor's. 95% of the students, when they apply, they tend to go to the bachelor's program directly. So what we need the academic qualification is exactly the same, the THPT. The grades requirement would be a 7 out of 10. Now, if a student has a 7 out of 10 along with an IELTS of 6.5, they can skip the foundation and go straight into the bachelor's program. While if they have anything below that and above 5 out of 10, they will need to start with foundation. Okay? Yeah, Vietnamese is pretty simple actually. Myanmar is a bit more. So likewise with Myanmar, so we need the matriculation exam, okay, the BEHSE. Now with the old system, if they score 85% and above, along with an IELTS of 6.5 or as a Duolingo of 110, they can start with the bachelor's. And if they have above 67% for the new system, they can also start with the bachelor's. Now, anything below that for the old system and above 60%, they will have to start with the foundation. And they just need to pass for year 12 to start with the foundation. Okay. Now, the good thing, of course, with Myanmar is that so far, there is no problem with using Duolingo. So students can use Duolingo when applying for the visa as well. Okay. I think like more than 50% of the Burmese students, when applying, they use Duolingo. Yeah, for the visa. Just to let you know. And so far, we have 100% visa success rate for both Vietnam and Myanmar. Okay, not 99%, but 100%. I'll be skipping Cambodia and Laos because I don't think there's anyone attending from those regions. So other than that, we have other accepted academic qualifications. So we also accept OSSD. Okay, with OSSD, it's very famous in Myanmar. So they need 65% and above for direct entry, and anything below 65% and above 50%, they will need to start with the foundation. As for IB and A levels, we need 28 points for IB for direct entry. And anything below 28 and above 24, they will have to start with the foundation. And A levels, they need 3 Cs in A levels for direct entry. Okay? Please take note though that we do not accept IGCSE. So there is no entry pathway for IGCSE, not even through the foundation. Okay? Now we have other accepted English qualifications as well. Other than IELTS, of course, we also accept Duolingo, TOEFL, PTE, IGCSE only for the English, we can waive it. A levels, and IB. Okay. Please take note though that the bachelor's and the master's has the same entry requirement. No, so Duolingo is a bit risky. That's why I put the 3 stars here. For Myanmar, there's no problem. For Vietnam, I'm not exactly sure, but I would advise for Vietnamese students to maybe use IELTS. I think that would be the safer choice. Okay. I will also cover APS in case you're wondering. So I'll cover APS later. Okay. So some facts and figures. The duration of our bachelor's is 6 to 7 semesters, so it is between 3 to 3.5 years. Every semester is 6 months, by the way. So master's is 4 semesters, so 2 years, and the MBA is 3 semesters, so 1.5 year. For 90% of the programs that we have, they're required to do an internship. So they can do the internship either in Germany or else outside of Germany. Okay. Now we also provide free German classes up to B2. No, sorry. So let me recap. So as you know, to study with us, we require 0 German skills. Okay. However, we do provide optional free German classes up to B2. Okay. Why is this important to know? Because when you study in Germany, you're allowed to work part-time job. You're allowed to find a full-time job after graduation, and you can also apply for the PR. Okay. So one of the basic requirement is of course having the German skills. Okay, so it's really up to your students if they want to take it or not. Now we have 2 intakes for the foundation, one in January and one in October. And we have 2 intakes for the undergraduate and postgraduate, one in April and one in October. Okay, the application submission deadline is 2 weeks before the start of the intake, which means, let's say if you have any students interested for the October intake, they can still apply for it. And the deadline will be on 15th of September. And if they want to apply for the April intake next year, the deadline would then be on 15th of March. Okay, of course, you will also need to factor in the visa process time, which will take between 4 to 12 weeks in average. Okay, just to let you know, for Vietnam, most of the students can get the visa between 4 to 6 weeks. For Myanmar, it's actually fast, quite fast. So far, a lot of students from Myanmar, they can get a visa between 2 to 3 weeks. But of course, you should well prepare yourself for between 4 to 12 weeks, just in case. Okay. Now this will be the tuition fees. The SRH, assuming if a student is coming for the SRH International College, which is the foundation, it will cost 11,800 euros. Okay, for the whole program. For the bachelor's program, it will cost 35,000 euros for the whole program. Master's is 25,000 euros, and the MBA is 22,000 euros. Okay. Now, 2 things to take note. Number one, they can pay the tuition fees. In SRH, we allow the students to pay the tuition fees every semester, which is every 6 months. But for certain countries, the German embassy, so for example, in Vietnam, the German embassy might request the student to pay at least 1 semester or 2 semesters tuition fees. Okay, so what I would advise for all Vietnamese students before applying the visa to pay at least 1 semester tuition fees, just so the German embassy doesn't ask them to pay 1 year tuition fees. Okay, you understand what I mean? If you don't pay anything, then the German embassy might request you to pay for 1 year, which is 2 semesters. But if the student pay 1 semester tuition fees, there's a chance that the German embassy might not ask for 2 semester tuition fees. Okay. However, for those coming from Myanmar, the agency from Myanmar, it is compulsory for all Burmese students to pay 1 year tuition fees. There is no escape in that. Okay, this is point number one. Point number two, scholarship. So we also provide scholarship for the bachelor's, for the master's, and for the MBA between 0 10, 20, or 30% for the year of entry. Okay, so we provide between 0 to 30% for the year of entry, only for the bachelor's, for the master's, and for the MBA programs only. Okay, so we'll factor in the GPA, the English, and then the overall profile. It is still assessed on a case-to-case basis. Okay, so then we don't really have a table where a student has high GPA, so therefore they can get this amount of scholarship. Okay, please take note though that there is a deadline for the scholarship. Okay, for the October intake, the deadline is on 15th of July, which means that if you have any students interested for the October intake, they can still apply, but they cannot apply for the scholarship anymore. And for the April intake deadline, it will be on 15th of January. Okay, I hope it's clear. If this part is not clear, you can write it down. Okay, so these are the enrollment documents. So undergraduate and postgraduate, we need a high school transcript, high school certificate, CV, passport, proof of English proficiency, personal statement, and of course, when required, for example, certain music programs, film, photography programs, they will also need to submit a portfolio. Okay, for the master's and for the MBA program, we need them to have a bachelor's degree from an accredited university and 2 years of working experience if they want to come for the MBA program. Okay, great. Am I speaking too fast, Tammy? Is it okay?
I think so far so good.
So far so good? Okay. If anyone wants me to slow down, write in the group chat. Okay. So there are a couple of benefits studying in Germany. But I'm just gonna highlight the four main ones. Okay, the ones that students often ask. Which is number one, of course, part-time job opportunities. So the students coming to Germany, they're allowed to work up to 20 hours a week, and they can earn between 13 to 15 euros an hour, and or else they can earn around 250 euros a week. Okay, which means in one, which means yeah, so 250 euros a week. So let me explain to you why this is important. So the accommodations, it's around 5 to 800 euros a month. Most students pay around 5 to 600 euros a month. Meals is 4 to 500 euros a month, and for everything else, it's approximately 150 euros a month, which means that the total expenses per month is around 1,200 euros. Okay? So by working just 20 hours a week, 14 euros an hour, the students will be able to cover at least 90% of their living expenses during their time in Germany. So yeah, it is very affordable to live in Germany. The living expenses is not really high, as you can see. And on top of that, they're able to cover like 90% of the living expenses just by working 20 hours a week. Okay, point number two, internship. As you know, 90% of our programs requires them to do an internship. Either, right? Now, if they do it in Germany, they can earn a salary of between 1,000 to 1,800 euros a month. Most companies pay out around 1,500 euros a month. Okay, so which also means that they will be able to cover their basic net living expenses in their time in during the time of their studies. Okay, or during the time of their internship. Now, the third and the fourth would be the biggest selling point, which is the post-graduation opportunities. Once they've graduated from their bachelor's degree, their master's degree, or from their MBA, they can apply for the job seeking visa of 18 months. Okay, which means that they will have 18 months to seek for a job. Okay, so they don't just have to stay in Germany for 18 months, but they just have 18 months to find a job. And once they found a job, for example, if the work contract is for 2 years, for 3 years, for 5 years, they can get a work visa accordingly. Okay, of course, TNC term and condition applied. And after working in Germany for 2 years, one of the benefit is also that they can apply for the permanent residence. Okay, and after residing in Germany for 5 years, they can also apply for the citizenship. Of course, there are a few like factors as well, but yeah, these are the basic requirements. I hope it's clear. Is that clear? Okay, great. So setting up for so Germany has a really nice package where most students always want. So number one, affordability. So as you can see, the living expenses is not really expensive. The tuition fees is also not that expensive as compared to like the major countries. It's actually around 3 to 4 times cheaper. Okay. And on top of that, they're allowed to work part-time job. They will have internship opportunities and career opportunities. And more importantly is that every day in Germany is also a day closer into getting their PR or a citizenship rights. Okay, sounds good. Great. So accommodations, so some bad news, we don't provide accommodations, so students will need to look for their own accommodations. But what you can do, you can refer to our website. Okay, right here, you can take a look at the accommodations partners that we work together with. Do you see my website? Tammy, do you see the website? And I'm sharing the screen.
Yes, I can see the website.
Okay, yeah, because sometimes the screen sharing doesn't shuffle. Okay, yeah, so you can take a look at the accommodations partners that we work together with, and then reach out to them, and they will be able to assist you. Okay, great. So some pictures that's taken by me. So this will be our campus in Berlin. So yeah, if you have the chance to come to Germany, let me know. I can also arrange a campus tour for you. If you have attended the Navitas event recently, they have also brought our agents to Germany. Okay, I think last week. Okay, on the top right will be our campus in Hamburg. Okay, but not only does it represent our campus in Hamburg, but it also represents our medium-sized campus. Okay, like Hamburg, Leipzig, Munich, it all has a similar kind of layout. And then right here, again, our campus in Berlin. Again, our campus in Berlin. Okay, so, and then right here is our campus in Heidelberg. Okay, so as you can see, we have, as you know, sorry, so I have like around 5 more minutes to this presentation. Okay, coming to an end soon. So as you know, we have so many different campuses, and then we also have so many different programs. Please take note, different campus provides different programs, and the same programs are also provided in different campus sometimes. So for example, we have International Business Administration that is available across 6 different campuses. We have computer science, which is available in 5 different campuses. Certain programs is only available in 1, certain programs is only available in 2 campuses. Okay, so that's why learning to use our website is really like it as well. So right here will be our campus in Berlin. Berlin almost has everything. So from business management to user experience, film, music, computer science. However, for our bachelor's program, we have a limited, for our bachelor's in engineering, we have a limited program in mechatronics. Okay. This is our campus in Dresden. Sorry. So our Dresden is a hotel management school. So we have hospitality, we have healthcare management, and then we have international business and leadership. Hamburg campus. So Hamburg campus is ultimately just a business school. This is our Munich campus. So Munich is our newest campus, as you know, but SRH will also be investing a lot of their resources in Munich. It's slowly becoming one of the popular city destination. So you can expect more and more programs in the upcoming years. Okay. Heidelberg. Now, most of the engineering programs for the bachelor's is not in Berlin, but it is actually in Heidelberg. Okay, so as you can see, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering is only found in our campus in Heidelberg. But for our engineering in Berlin, it's focused more on the master's program. Okay. Our campus in Leipzig, Cologne, Stuttgart, Perth, and so on. Okay. So let me explain to you the admission process. Okay. Because I believe all of you are partners with Yes Education. So when you have to submit an application, you submit through Yes. They will submit into our portal. Okay, and then you'll get your documents reviewed and admission interview within 5 to 10 working days. Once that is done, we will issue the study contract, which is also known as the offer letter. Okay, so up to this point, it's free. It is free to submit applications. However, in order for the students to accept the study contract, they will need to sign the study contract and relevant documents and pay a one-time enrollment fees of 1,000 euros to confirm their seat. Once that is done, we will issue the acceptance letter and students can begin their visa preparation. Okay, sounds good. Okay, yeah, so three things that stands out, actually four for Vietnam. So, number one, as you know, you may need to pay the tuition fees every semester or else, sorry, you will need to pay one semester or else two semester as part of the visa requirement. Okay, as part of the visa documents. Now, number two, for Vietnam, sorry, maybe I'll explain that later. Okay, so number two is something called a block account. So in case you're not aware, when you study in certain countries, you will need to submit a bank statement. In Germany, on the other hand, you don't submit bank statement. You will need to submit something called a block account. So how does it work? Number one, you will need to reach out to one of these providers, Expo or else Finipa. These are two are the most popular ones. Open an account with them, and the students have to deposit around 11,904 euros into the block account. Okay? Once that is done, they can apply for the visa. Okay? Now, how it works is that what happens to this 11,904 is that during their time in Germany, the block account would transfer 992 euros into the student's bank account every month. Okay, and the students can use the money to pay off their living expenses, such as their rent, their electricity, their water, their internet, and so on. Okay, so the reason why this is done is because number one, the block account is regulated. Number two is to show financial stability. And number three is just to guarantee that the students are able to pay off their living expenses on a monthly basis. Okay? Yep. Okay. Yeah. And then point number three would be the health insurance. Okay. So one of the requirement would be health insurance to cover their time in Germany. And of course, the good thing is that with the block account, when they register, they can also register for the health insurance. Okay, so yeah, when they register for the block account, as part of the package, they can also click and select the health insurance package if they like. Here it is. And yep, so I am basically done with this presentation, but then there's one more document that stands out in Vietnam. You may know, it's called APS. Okay, so with SRH, we provide an APS waiver letter, okay, upon request. So if you have a student that already has received the letter of acceptance, okay, you will need to request from Tammy, or you can request from SRH or directly from me, and I can provide an APS waiver letter. Now, please take note though. So with this APS waiver letter, they don't have to take APS, okay? But please take note that this is not guaranteed. So far, all of the students that has applied the visa with this APS waiver letter has received the visa successfully. That's the good news, okay? But please also take note, of course, the German embassy will still have the right to ask for the APS test if they want to. So far, there has not been a single case, such cases, with this APS letter. But yeah, I'm just letting you know that we can provide an APS waiver form. Okay, I hope this helps. Okay, so I am done, but let me show you one last thing. So in the beginning of this presentation, I told you that I will show you how to navigate using our website. Okay. If anything, this is the most important thing of this whole presentation. So please pay extra attention. Okay. So you can come into our website. Okay. You can just type like SRH University on Google. And you click on the first link. And then you will look like this. Sometimes, let's say if the website comes in as like German, you can click EN and then it will be converted to English. Okay. Now there are two ways where you can search for our programs. The first way is when you're familiar with the programs that we have. Number two is when you're not familiar with the programs that we have. So when you're familiar with the programs that we have, and I hope so eventually, you can just do it quickly. You can just use the search tool. So for example, like me, I work, let's say when I attend an exhibition, a school fair, a student come to me and just say, hey, I want to study engineering. You can just come here and use the search tool, I just type engineering. And then we can see the engineering programs that we have for the bachelor's as well as the master's. If a student say, I want to study music, I just come here, I key in music, and then we can see the music for the bachelor's and the music for the master's. Okay. Now, what happened when you're not familiar with what we have? Okay, you don't know what to type, right? So what you can do, you can click Find Course. And then here's the filter function. You can click Field of Study. You can, for example, if a student comes here and say, hey, I want to study engineering. I have just finished my high school, so I want to apply for the bachelor's. Okay. And the study language, I don't know any German, so I only want to study fully in English. So we filter accordingly. And then we can take a look at all of the available programs, and then we can click Apply Mechatronic Systems. Okay. So right here we have the Applied Mechatronic Systems program. And then we can see right here the type of bachelor's of engineering. Sorry, so the framework for the website is all the same. So you can see what type of programs that we have, what type of degree it is, the duration of the program, the study location. Student can choose if they want, for this case, student can choose if they want to go to Berlin, Heidelberg, Leipzig, or Munich. The next intake is on 1st of April or else 1st of October. And the program and the language is fully in English. Okay. Now, then the next two questions will be, what am I going to study? Whether there's an internship or not. Okay, so what you can do, you can just click on this. If it doesn't work, sometimes the browser may have some bug. In certain programs, you can scroll down. And then you can take a look at the program right here, your curriculum. So what they will study on the first semester, second semester, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh semester. And on the seventh semester, you can see that there is an internship. Okay? Yeah, so then now you know this program has an internship. Then the next questions will be, how much is the tuition fees? Please ignore the tuition fees that is shown here. It would be good to just click this, show cost split. Okay, and then you can see tuition fees. Okay, so you can see right here. If student plans to go to Berlin, it will cost 5,450 euros per semester. How many semesters are there for this case? 7 semesters. So you multiply it by 7. Now, if you choose to go to Heidelberg, Leipzig, or Munich, it will cost 5,100 euros per semester. Okay. Now let's take a look at cases such as master's program. Okay, let's look at engineering. This is just the easiest to understand. For the master's program, for example, let's look at renewable energy. Okay, it's the same framework as I mentioned earlier, but it's only 4 semesters and 2 years. It's only in Berlin for this case, whether there's an internship or not, or there is an internship right here. The tuition fees, 650 euros per semester. Now, the most important question is here, admission requirement. Okay, so we know that certain student has certain programs, right? So they finish that degree in the UK and whatever is whatever courses. So right here you can see to apply for the master's program in engineering for renewable energy, water and waste management, you will need to provide a bachelor's degree in engineering, what type of engineering, environmental engineering, electrical engineering, computer science, mechatronics engineering, mechanical engineering, civil engineering, or natural sciences. If they have one of these programs, then they will be able to apply for this program. Now, for example, if a student has hospitality degree or business management degree, but they work in an engineering company, they will not be able to apply because they don't have the relevant degree for it. Okay. Okay, I am done. Thank you very much. I hope everyone understands.
Okay, so thank you very much, Leo, for the informative presentation. So I think that we will now move to the Q&A section, and I saw that already some question in the chat box. So
Ready?
the first question from the agent is that, do you need to have, I mean, do the student need to have Germany language to apply for the working visa after graduation?
No, we don't. So, yeah, no. Sorry, can you repeat the question? Before they study or after?
Do they need to have Germany language to apply for working visa after graduation? So I mean, it's not
No, they
related to
don't.
student
No,
visa.
it's not. It's not a requirement, but it would be an advantage to have German language. Yeah. So, for example, you don't need German. It's not required to speak German if you want a part-time job, but to get a part-time job easily, then of course it would be good to learn some German. Okay, it's the same as a full-time job. Certain companies they don't need German language. Maybe they only operate in English. Okay. Uh, yeah, but of course having German language will be an advantage and it'll be easier for the students to look for a job. Okay. So of course, I would advise for all students, um, for example, if they plan to go for April intake next year or October intake next year, maybe they can study some German language in your home country, so that by the time that they arrive in Germany, they can also look for a part-time job easily compared to their friends.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. A second question from Vietnam. Can you advise the top program which is popular for Vietnamese students?
Can I suggest the top program for
Yes,
Vietnamese students?
for Vietnamese students.
Computer science. I mean, yeah, we have business administration, but that one is the same at every other universities. Um, but a bit more would be, let's say, mechatronics, mechanical engineering, computer science. Yeah. For the students from Vietnam, they like to study renewable energy. That's pretty popular among Myanmar students. Yeah. So I guess that's basically it. I guess data science. Yeah, Vietnamese they like data science as well.
Okay, thank you.
No
Another
problem.
question is about the university support. Does SRH support student in German language acquisition? If yes, what kind of support is that?
What do you mean by that? I don't understand the question. Sorry.
German, like does the university support student in German language?
Yeah, we do.
So,
We do provide free German classes up to
mm,
B2.
okay, so
So
I, I,
for those that don't understand the term, there's A1 to C2. So A1 would be the lowest level, A2, B1,
mm,
B2, C1, and C2. So we provide all the way to B2 for
okay,
free.
so can you further explain about like is it mandatory class or the student can
No, it's
like
optional.
it's optional for the student to choose, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. The second question of this agent is that are SRH and its program recognized or accredited by relevant German
Yes, good.
authority? Mm,
Thanks for the question. Very good question.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, so I will not just say yes to you. The answer is yes. Okay. But as an agent, you want it to be proven. Is that correct? So I'm going to share my screen one more time. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So I will not just say yes. Let me show you. So I'm helping out for all German universities in general. Okay. So there's something called Horseshoe Compass. Okay. So this is where you can see whether the program, number one, the university is accredited, and number two, whether the program is accredited, state accredited. Okay, not just accredited by any other body, but state accredited in Germany itself. So for example, if you want to look for universities, you can just come here and then you can just type SRH. I have no idea what just happened. So yeah, you can see. So in case you're wondering, why SRH Heidelberg only? So SRH, our business registration, is in Heidelberg. So it doesn't matter if the student studies in Berlin, in Munich, and so on. The place of registration is in Heidelberg. So you will always see this. Okay. We also have like a couple of universities. So yes, this is SRH University. Now, if you want to further search, you can also like go right here. Sorry, I don't use this too often. If you want, you can also search for the program itself. I don't really know how. How do you do it? Sorry. Let's see. Yeah, I think you can go to like study programs. So for example, business. I'm not sure. I think they Okay, you can even customize search. You can even search for the university itself. Okay, so SRH. So yeah, you can see like our AI in business is accredited, our business administration, this is accredited, our business and law compliance, this is accredited, and so on. Okay, so yeah, you can see all of the accredited programs as well. Yeah, sorry, I don't use this page too often, so but you get the idea. It's all accredited.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
and this is important to know why, because number one, if the university is not accredited, the students will not be able to get a visa. Okay. Number two, if the university is accredited and the program is not accredited, the students will also not get the visa. That is why it is very important that the university is accredited and the program itself is also accredited in order for the students to get a visa. Okay. And like I say, in the beginning of this presentation, so far we have 100% visa success rate.
Okay, thank you so much. So we move to the next question. Do the student have to pay 1 year tuition before applying for visa? This question, I think, is from Vietnam agents.
Okay.
Mm.
I mean, I've already, yeah, okay. I've already explained this like 3 times, I think. I already
Maybe
explained
they,
this
they
three
come a bit
times.
late, later
Okay.
than mentioned.
So the SRH, we allow the students to pay the tuition fees every semester, so every 6 months. However, the German embassy will require for Vietnam, it's
Yes,
good that they pay
Vietnam.
1 semester tuition fees. Yeah, as
Sorry?
part of the visa. They need to pay at least 1 semester tuition fees
Mm.
as part of the visa requirement, but the German embassy might ask for 2 semesters as well.
Okay.
And this is like out of my control. I can't do anything about that.
Yeah. So at least 1 semester tuition fee before applying
Yes,
for
exactly.
visa for Vietnamese students, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Another question from Teams Education. I think this is the Myanmar case. Can
Times, okay.
GED student join for applying mechatronic system? GED student.
No. So GED students only can apply with the foundation. So if they want to apply, I mean, this is Times Education, no?
Yeah,
Right? They are
thanks.
one of my agent. They should know this already. So GED, there is no direct entry pathway. Okay, they have to apply through the foundation for GED. It doesn't matter if they have 100% in their grades, they only can apply through foundation. It doesn't matter if they have GED plus SAT. It really doesn't matter. They can only apply through foundation. So what foundation they have to join? They have to join the foundation in engineering. And once they
Okay,
have completed that, then they can progress into the mechatronics program.
okay, thank you. Another question for MBA course. Do student need 2 year full-time working experience for the MBA course?
Yes.
So for this case, can the university accept the student with less experience, like not enough experience for 2 years?
No.
So
We need a minimum of 2 years working
mm,
experience.
not like not any special admission for like.
No.
So how can you determine the duration of working experience
You will
after
get the
graduate?
employment letter.
Okay, I mean that you calculate from the graduation, for example, from the bachelor graduation
No, so it
to
needs to be
the
a
time.
relevant. So it needs to be a relevant. For example, if they work at McDonald's, then no. But it needs to be like relevant management-based work. So
Mm,
part-time job doesn't count. That's number one.
okay.
Internship does not count as well.
And you count until the time of application, right?
I guess so. I don't know. I mean, it's just if they can prove 2 years of working experience and when they apply, then sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm,
Thank you. Another question. Does the student need to pay for the student insurance?
yes.
And can they pay via your institution?
No.
Mm.
Yeah. So they have to go and apply it themselves
Mm.
through the blog account or I mean, when they get the offer letter, they will get a letter that
Yes.
has the health insurance information. Yeah, they can read it through. But yeah, these are like totally different. The university doesn't do insurance, That's like a totally different party, totally different like business, I would say. Yeah, so it's got nothing to do with us.
Hmm.
Mm.
So I think that in the slide, Leo already mentioned about some partner for insurance, and I also checked on the website. The university also recommends some like popular insurance company for your information and to advise the student. But from your experience, Leo, can you recommend the top insurance companies? Like you told me before, like
Not about top, I can just tell you the ones that
the most
most people
responsive.
use.
Mm,
Most people use, I guess it would be like Bottomer. Bottomer is pretty
mm,
good. Oh, sorry. Bottomer, TK, I guess these two. Because these two would be like the two popular
okay.
ones. It's not that hard. When you guys register for the blog account, there's also a health insurance detail in it. Let me see if actually let me try to contact the blog account provider, whether there's maybe a PDF guideline on how to get that.
Okay. So if you have like any inquiries or the student application, you can send to Yes Education and we can help check, review, and advise the insurance
Oh,
company. You know.
yep.
Mm,
Yeah, that's true. Let me contact blog account as well later.
okay. So
I hope it was
anyone
clear.
have,
I hope everyone enjoyed this.
I think it's
Any other
quite
questions?
clear. Yeah, and after the webinar, I will send to all of you this slides the Leo presented so that you
Do you
can
have it?
have record.
Did I
You
send it to
sent
you?
me via email before, but I'm not sure whether you use that one or this one is the
WeTransfer. Oh,
email.
okay, no, I used the same one.
Mm, okay. And also maybe 2 or 3 years later, sorry, 3 days later, this webinar will be uploaded on our YouTube channel. So you can go there and
Okay.
see the record again. So are there any questions for
Will be on
Leo?
YouTube. You guys
Mm.
better like.
So as I said, if you have any inquiries or application need our pre-assessment, please send to Yes Education and we can help with the application. Uh, Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. Leo, one last question about the English language waiver. Like, are there any exceptional case that you can waive
Yes.
the
So
English?
we can waive the English. If they took, let's say IB or A
Yeah.
levels, let's say if they have
Okay.
English in their subjects, I think.
Mm.
But we can easily waive the English, for example, if they study in one of the English-speaking countries. So UK, Australia, the
Australia.
big four basically. And then on
Yeah.
top of that, like Canada, Ireland,
Mm.
New Zealand. We will also be able to waive the English. But for example, certain students they come to Malaysia study. I know Malaysia teaches in English, right? But we are unable to waive the English.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
So it means that the place of study is very important, right?
Yeah, for their degree, then we'll be able to
Mm.
waive. For example, if you finish the degree in Malaysia, in Vietnam, in Myanmar, then we will not be able to waive the English, even
Okay.
if they study it in English.
Yes. Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So I don't think there are any more questions. So thank you so much, Leo, for spending your time
No
on
problem. I hope
webinar
everyone
training
enjoyed.
today. Yes, and thank you everyone
Thank you
for
very
joining
much.
us. Yeah,
Bye bye.
hopefully we get more inquiry and application later. Bye bye everyone. Bye
Bye
bye,
bye.
Leo.
Thank you.